Hello all, let's start the last part of 1.6. In this part of this video, I'll cover for you equations involving absolute value. Involving absolute value. Name looks really kind of complicated, but solving these equations are really easy as long as we know the main idea about absolute value, correct? What absolute value means. The symbol for absolute value is two vertical lines like this, and we put our number inside. And what the definition says, the absolute value of any number is the number without sign. Or even some of us, we explain this definition, the absolute value of any number is always positive. Because the numbers without sign, we accept it as a positive, right? Then I can say the absolute value of 4 is positive 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is also 4. Absolute value of 0 is 0. In general, absolute value of x, correct, can be positive x, or absolute value of negative x is also x, correct? This part is important. Or in some notations, in some book, if you have the absolute value of x, they write the absolute value of x as a piecewise. The absolute value of x can gives you x, and the absolute value of x can gives you negative x, right? Because negative x is also x, and the absolute value of x is also x. Having this idea, then it's really easy to solve the absolute value equations. For example, if they give me an equation like this, absolute 2 times absolute value of x minus 3 minus 6 equals, let's say, 6. How to solve this equation, or where to start? Every time that you want to solve an absolute value equation, your first step is that equation should become in the form of absolute value, whatever inside, or in simple word, absolute value of x equals a number, whatever the numbers are on the other side. It means always we have to first isolate whatever inside the absolute value is. In this problem, I have absolute value of x minus 3, correct? I have to isolate this, and the numbers around absolute value has to move the other side. After you did this, when you are solving this absolute value, remove the absolute values sign like x, like this, equals on the right side, use plus minus sign. It means when you are using absolute value equation, definitely you have to solve your absolute value equation twice, for the positive side of the number and for the negative side of the number. The students are usually solving absolute value problems on the test day and they select the wrong answer because they just solve one side of it, they don't solve the other side, then they complain, oh, I solved that, why my answer or my points are incorrect? Because you didn't solve it twice. It's absolute value. Look at here the definition. The absolute value of a negative number can be also positive, and the absolute value of a positive number is also positive, correct? Then these are the steps that you have to follow to can solve an absolute value equation, correct? I'll start with an example from your book, and I'll show you a step by step how you can solve an absolute value equation. Let me copy the example from your book. Example number 1, 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4x equals minus 15 equals 0. Okay, first step, step 1, add 15 to both sides, like this. These two cancels out. Then 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4x equals 15. Step 2, I have to get rid of this 5 outside of absolute value, right? Then what I do, I'll divide both sides by 5. These two cancels out. Absolute value of 1 minus 4x equals 15 divided by 5 gives me 3. Up to this step, you see I kept the absolute value sign. Now, what I do to remember that I'm solving this problem twice, I'll put a plus minus sign here for me. Now, I'll remove the absolute value sign and I'll make two equations here for me. The first one, 1 minus 4x equals positive 3. I'll put a positive here to remind you, but you don't need to write positive 3. Only you can write only 3. Because in this example, I'm explaining everything. I put a positive in a red sign. And the second equation that I want to make will be 1 minus 4x equals, here you go, negative 3. I will solve this equation. I will solve this equation. Those will be my answers, correct? Okay, what's the first step here? Subtract 1 from both sides. Then negative 4x equals 3 minus 1 gives you 2. Divide both sides by negative 4. X equals negative 1 half, one of the solutions. Correct? This one, same thing. Subtract 1 from both sides. Then negative 4x equals negative 4. Divide by negative 4 both sides. X is equal positive 1. Are they the answer of my equations? I don't know yet. I told you. One of the types of the equations that you have to check your answer is the absolute value equations, that you have to check your answer and see which one is the answer and which one is not the answer. Correct? What was the original problem? The original problem was 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4x minus 15 equals 0. Correct? Or you can put it equal 15. It doesn't matter which way you go. Just check your answer. Plug in first negative 1 half here. Then 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4 times negative 1/2 absolute value minus 15 equals 0. Simplify 5 absolute value of 1 negative times negative gives you positive 4 times 1/2 gives you 2, right? Minus 15 equals 0. Then 5 absolute value of 3 minus 15 equals 0. What is absolute value of 3? Absolute value of 3 is 3. 5 times 3 minus 15 equals 0. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 15 equals 0. 0 equals 0. A true statement. It means negative 1/2 says one of the solution. Now I'll check 1, correct? The same method. I have 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4x minus 15 equals 0. Plug in 1 here, it will be 5 absolute value of 1 minus 4 times 1, absolute value minus 15 equals 0. Or 5 absolute value of 4 times 1 is 4, 1 minus 4 gives you negative 3. Minus 15 equals 0. Absolute value of negative 3 is again 3. 5 times 3 minus 15 equals 0. It means 0 equals 0. Then 1 is also the solution. Both answers are correct. Remember, when you are solving absolute value equations, you have to check your answer. Correct? Let me show you another example. Which one? Let's take this one. Example 2. 4 absolute value of 1 minus 2x minus 20 equals 0. First thing to do, add 20 to both sides. Then 4 absolute value of 1 minus 2x equals 20. Now divide both sides by 4. Then absolute value of 1 minus 2x equals 20 divided by 4 gives you 5. What you do here in this step, use plus minus sign, remove the absolute value sign and make two equations. The first one, 1 minus 2x equals positive 5. The second equation, 1 minus 2x equals negative 5. Solve both equations. Subtract 1 from both sides. Negative 2x equals 4. Divide both sides by negative 2. X is equal negative 2. Subtract 1 from both sides in the second equation. Negative 2x equals negative 6. Divide by negative 2. Then x is equal 3. Second answer. Last step, you have to check. You have to check. I'm not checking this problem to save some time, but if you check, yes, the solution for this equation, even you can write this way, negative 2 and 3 is the solution of this absolute value equations. I'll show you another example. Absolute value of 3x minus 6 equals negative 2. Oh, now what to do? Use plus minus sign on the right side to solve. But if I remember, Really, the definition of absolute value, immediately I will tell you, hey, this problem has no solution. I will not even touch it. I will not even bother myself to solve this one. I will just say this uh, problem has no solution. Why? Why I can say immediately that? Because the absolute value of any number cannot be cannot be a negative number on the other side, because we say it in the definition of absolute value, the absolute value of any number is a number without sign and positive, correct? Then this equation cannot be equal negative 2. That's why I will not solve it. I'll immediately say, oh, no solution for this problem. I love to get such a problem on my test day, because I will not waste my time. Immediately, I'll choose no solution because I have a negative on the other side. But be careful, because I gave you this definition. Look at this example. Absolute value of 3x minus 6 plus 4 equals negative 2. Should I say immediately no solution? If I do this, I did a huge big mistake, because my teacher told me if I have on the right side a negative number, on the left side an absolute value, oh, the answer is no solution. No. Be careful. Look at this number outside. First, you have to simplify, correct? Let me change the sign even to negative, like this, minus 4. If you simplify, what will happen? Look, if I add 4 to both sides, these two cancels out, then I'll end up with absolute value of 3x minus 6 equals negative 2 plus 4, 2. Oh, then I cannot say no solution. I have to solve this step by step to get my answer. Be careful, because I give you a very simple definition here. Don't do the mistake with these problems, correct? Be careful. There is another type of them also, that you get absolute value on both sides. I think only one problem in your homework, which is problem 77 and 78. I don't know even I assigned this problem for you to solve or not. You have absolute value on both sides. How to deal with those kind of problems? I'll show it for you. I'll maybe solve 78 for you. But there is not much in your homework, those kind of problems. But still, I'll show you what if you have absolute value in both sides. For example, I'll do problem 78 of section 1.6, correct? Absolute value of 2x minus 7 equals absolute value of x plus 3. How to deal with such a problem if you have two absolute values and two sides, or if you have two absolute values and one side. If you get two absolute values and two sides, it's easier. If you get two absolute values and one side, first move one of them to the other side. It means each side should have one absolute value. After you did this, remember your technique, plus minus sign here. Make two equations and use the plus minus sign. Some students even ask me in the past that, can I use the plus minus sign on the left side? Yes, why not? But usually we use it on the right side, correct? First equation, 2x minus 7 equals x plus 3. Solve it. And the second equation that I'll make, 2x minus 7 equals, be careful, negative. If I write this way, x plus 3, I'm wrong. I have to use parentheses because I want to distribute my negative here, correct? Just a minute, I'll be back. Sorry, I just stopped for a while. I had a call. Now, solving these two equations are easy, right? Solve the first one. X is one side, number on the other side. Subtract X from both sides and add 7 to both sides. 2x minus x gives you x equals 3 plus 7 gives you 10. Here, first distribute the negative to the parentheses. 2x minus 7 equals negative x minus 3. Now add x to both sides and add 7 to both sides. 2x plus x gives you 3x. Here, negative 3 positive 7 gives you 4. Then x equals 4/3. Divide both sides by 3. But at the end, definitely, you have to check your answer. And as I see in my book, yes, 4/3 and 10, they are the solutions of this equation. Correct? This was all about absolute value equations. I'll stop the lecture and see you in section 1.7.